Sylvester Stewart, the man the world knows as Sly Stone, a musical genius and one of the most exciting figures in American music history. He wasn't just a singer, he was a songwriter, a record producer, and the powerful frontman of the legendary band Sly and the Family Stone. As of March 2024, Sly Stone's net worth is unclear. Some say it's around $500,000, others say $200,000, and a few reports even claim it could be as high as $5 million. But one thing is certain, his impact on music is priceless. Sly led Sly and the Family Stone, a band that didn't just play music, they changed it forever. They mixed soul, rock, psychedelic, and gospel sounds into what we now call funk music. Thanks to Sly, funk became a powerful voice of a generation. With their lively performances and lyrics that spoke to the times, Sly and his band made songs that brought people together. Their music touched hearts in the 1960s and 70s, and it still does today. Sly Stone was born in Denton, Texas in 1943. Sly grew up in a deeply religious home. His parents, Casey and Alpha Stewart, were strong in their faith, and music was a big part of their church life. When the family moved to Vallejo, California, young Sly's musical journey truly began. Along with his siblings, he formed a gospel group called the Stewart Four, and they even recorded a song. By the age of 11, Sly had already mastered keyboards, guitar, bass, and drums. He played in high school bands, including a racially mixed doo-wop group called the Viscanes, which probably inspired his vision for a band that celebrated diversity. Even before fame, Sly had already tried solo music under the name Danny Stewart and joined short-lived bands with his brother Freddie before studying at Solano Community College. Sly's career truly kicked off in the mid-1960s in the San Francisco Bay Area. He became a radio DJ at KSOL, where he played a mix of soul, the Beatles, and the Rolling Stones, something DJs didn't usually do. He also worked as a record producer at Autumn Records, helping mostly white local bands. Sly even helped shape what we now know as soul music radio, jokingly calling it cool radio. And behind the scenes, he was a brilliant keyboardist. He played with artists like Marvin Gaye, Jan and Dean, and even Chubby Checker. In 1966, Sly started a band called Sly and the Stoners, which featured Cynthia Robinson on trumpet. At the same time, his brother Freddie was leading Freddie and the Stone Souls, with Greg Errico on drums and Jerry Martini on sax. One day, possibly in a kitchen, they had the idea to merge the bands. When they added bass guitarist Larry Graham, everything changed. They had formed one of the first truly integrated bands, black and white, male and female, all playing together. In 1967, they started performing all over the Bay Area, building a sound and energy that wowed audiences. By 1968, Sly's sister, Rose Stone, joined in, completing the group's legendary lineup. Sly and the Family Stone quickly rose to fame with hits like Dance to the Music, Everyday People, Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again, I Want to Take You Higher. Their songs weren't just fun. They were about unity, love, and social change. Albums like Stand and There's a Riot Going On didn't shy away from serious issues like racism, inequality, and political unrest. Their music spoke to people, especially the younger generation, and gave them hope. Even later, albums like Fresh pushed boundaries and kept their sound fresh and bold. But behind the scenes, things weren't so smooth. In the mid-1970s, Sly's growing drug problems and unpredictable behavior began to tear the band apart. They eventually broke up. He tried a solo career, but it didn't take off the same way. Still, the world never forgot his contributions. In 1993, Sly and the family Stone were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, a well-deserved honor. In 2006, after nearly 20 years away from the spotlight, Sly returned briefly to perform at the Grammy Awards during a tribute to his band. In the late 60s, Sly had an unusual meeting with producer Terry Melcher. He showed up at Melcher's house looking for a car and ended up meeting Doris Day, Melcher's mother, a famous actress and singer. Sly even played her hit, Que Sera Sera, on the piano. Rumors swirled about a romance between them, but it was never confirmed. Then came one of the most extravagant weddings in music history. In 1974, Sly married model actress Kathy Silver in front of a sold-out crowd at Madison Square Garden. It featured plans for lasers, doves, and even a flying angel dropping glitter. But due to safety concerns, some of the plans were cancelled. Still, it was a wedding the world remembered. Sadly, their marriage ended 2 years later after a tragic dog attack on their son. Kathy would later speak about how difficult it was to live in Sly's world, full of drugs and chaos, yet hard to walk away from. Sly had 3 children, Sylvester Jr. with Kathy Silver, Sylvette with bandmate Cynthia Robinson, Novena Carmel, born in 1982, who is now a radio host, performer, and booking agent. Sly Stone's story is one of brilliance and battles, innovation and influence. He brought people together through music that broke boundaries, and even though his personal life was filled with ups and downs, his mark on music history remains permanent. He's not just the man who created funk. He's the man who changed music for everyone. What are your favorite memories about Sly Stone? Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe and click the bell icon so you won't miss any of our new videos. And hey, share this with a friend who loves music history.